Welcome back to Lil Zoth Horror Podcast. As always, I'm Lil P, joined by Zoth. And Zoth, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
So today is a special day because, not because your face is on here for the first time. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not the reason. Well, no, that's part of it. We're also recording this live, streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So trying this out, see how this will go, different changes and everything. And yeah, how are you doing on this lovely day?
I am excited about the Steam Winter Sale and all the events that we're going to be covering.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot to talk about. We had there's a lot of stuff that's gone on since we've last recorded. And
oh yeah,
it's a bunch of news. We played a bunch of games, a bunch of stuff has come out, and we're gonna start. If you are new here, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, so we go over a bunch of indie horror games. Primarily, we'll talk about updates, news, future releases, reviews, because we're gonna be talking about some new games that we played that came out. But actually, on this screen, I built a whole new screen for this. If you're seeing it, so you can see everything we talk about on the topics today, if you are watching this. And so if that stuff interests you, please feel free to check out. We got a bunch of episodes. And thank you to everybody who has checked out this podcast before this year, because from looking at I looked at the Spotify year-end wrap for creators, because we're on every podcast thing out there. 3 people, we were their top listened to podcast on Spotify, which, 3 may not sound like a whole lot, but we just started this year,
yeah.
And a lot of podcasts takes a while to even get one listener, and we have a lot of listeners, primarily on YouTube, but even the other stuff. So if you have listened at all, I greatly appreciate it. Some cool comments out there, people saying that they had been trying to find something like this for a while, and I was happy to find it, and that's what we were here for. So I know we're super happy about that. I'm going.
Yes.
There's a lot of updates that have happened, or events, but R.E.P.O just did their big update, and now they have a brand new update coming. And I don't think they said the specific date, sometime after the new year, of course, but they've announced 2 things that are going to be a part of the next update, which we had speculated on in the past, and it seemed like everything was going towards cosmetics, which is what I was like. It seems like that was what a lot of people said that they wanted. And if you're not making a new map, you're not making more monsters, you're not making more items, cosmetics seem to be the thing that would make the most sense. And they announced that the next update will have cosmetics. So stuff like different outfits and items for people, and do that. They said there's not going to be microtransactions. There's not going to be paid DLC. You're not going to pay for these stuff. It's going to be 100% attainable in game, which I think is very, very good. And
Yeah.
I'm big on customizing and items. What item of clothing or stuff are you looking for that you want to see on the little semi bots?
I haven't really thought of it. I don't know. I never really thought about using the mod to do that, or the customizations. It'll be interesting to see what they make available. Obviously, I like some wild fashion, so it'll be fun.
Nah, you boring, obviously. Like, I just want to stick with the same old boring.
Very boring, very vanilla.
Yeah, I am curious, because you do like a little top hat, or a regular hat, beanie, maybe a jacket,
a tutu.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different things you could. I don't really mess with mods, so like I haven't messed with anything with clothing or anything, so I don't even know what people do. But I'm curious to see what they all will add with it. But it's going to be good to have that option. And today they also added, or announced, they were going to be adding vehicles in R.E.P.O, which the devlog they put that video in it looks very janky.
Extremely.
So check out SemiWorks YouTube page for that video, and stuff. But they did put disclaimers like this is very much a work in progress. It will be better, but I remember when we played the new update and they had that like new snowmobile thing that was on McJank there, that I was like, I wonder if you could drive this. And of course you couldn't, but you can in the future. Like they're going to be able to ability to drive that. And I think it's going to be fun. I hope it's not like the vehicle in Lethal Company where it was just like so janky and it's like it's cool to try out and then you're like, all right, I'm done. I never want to do it again. I hope it's
basically
not going to be like that. They did say that they want a different sort of like repair system for it, so it's not going to like cost crystals. It's going to deteriorate over time, and I guess we're looking into how they're going to do that, but they do want something separate to repair it compared to that. But what are your thoughts on that stuff there?
I think I'm sure it's great, but I also feel a little concerned that they're just going to make it into something completely different than what they started out with. They're doing a lot of changes, a lot of big changes pretty quickly. And I can understand they want to stay relevant. I just don't know how long they could keep that up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out the cosmetics and the new way of getting around, which if you didn't watch the video, please go watch their video. It is so funny. He can't even get in the vehicle. It's so janky.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me to see they've been posting devlogs like once a week ever since the game came out, constantly updating everybody on what their plan is, what they're doing, which is kind of unheard of, and especially in the day and age of like just how popular that game was, and like they're just constantly updating it. Like, you know, I'll see some smaller dev teams and whatever like updating like the other side is really good about updating their community on stuff, you know, but it doesn't have like the giant freaking player base that R.E.P.O has, and probably nowhere near as much money, where, you know, it's kind of like the same thing with when it comes to Schedule 1, not quite horror games, but people, you know, they're still relatively decent because about giving updates, because they're like, hey, I might not give as many updates because people get super mad and I just want to avoid all that. But I mean, it's like with how much money made, it's like, dude, if you just want to be like, all right, I'm going to do a little bit and good to go, because you're like set, which is, you know, obviously not the fun way to look at things. But of course, people are human. And to see the amount of money that game made and how many people play it, and to still do all these updates and to still be working on it and keeping everybody in the loop is just awesome to see. And
I love it. I do, because you get really frustrated with certain other devs that don't communicate anything. They'll do a patch and don't even tell you what it is.
Yeah,
it's very refreshing. These guys at R.E.P.O are very refreshing.
Yeah, and there's so many that just drop their game. Just out of nowhere, and it's super refreshing to see, and good on them to announce all the stuff. And yeah, like I said, I really have nothing ever negative to say about R.E.P.O. I think it's an absolutely fantastic game. If you have not played that game, then absolutely pick it up. I'm sure it'll go on sale in the winter sale, which is coming up. We actually have a previous podcast when we went over our Halloween recommendations for the Halloween sale for games that were on sale. So I don't think we're going to make a separate one for the winter sale. So if you're like, hey, what horror games should I look for on sale? I'd recommend checking out that episode. Is that one we went in depth with what we would recommend. But any other thoughts on R.E.P.O here?
No, I think it'll be interesting, especially that snowmobile motorcycle item. Like, I wonder
that
if you
looked
could just,
less
like,
janky.
ride it into the yeah, it did, but it still loses value when you jump on it.
It makes
so
sense.
I'm wondering, can you just ride it to the extraction point? Can you? I don't know. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Can you run over the monsters? Imagine like, get out of my way, robed.
Oh, that would be amazing.
But I think there the headman like grabbed the vehicle the person was in it and drug him away.
Yeah.
That's really That's really funny. So,
Yeah.
yeah, excited to see what they're going to do with that. And I have faith it's going to turn out well, but I do like part of me worries like with the Lethal Company vehicle where it was like that thing is trash unless you're doing like super a high level. We're gonna jump over to
Right,
the
like bread does.
yeah like, but I'm not good enough for that.
No, I don't need to be like him.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Devour announced their winter Christmas event type thing. They released it early. I think it was like on December 1st it started. So for a limited time, if you win on hard mode as Sam, you can get a limited Ice Wraith skin for him. So, which is always good to do these events. Usually it typically involves hard mode, which cheap shill for myself. If you are struggling with hard mode for Devour, I do have a guide that I posted about it, so that can show you how to do it. But we did it, and I think the Sam Ice Wraith, I think he looks really cool, very cool.
It's crazy looking.
Yeah,
It looks scarier than the actual demon that's trying to kill us.
yeah,
But it looks really cool. It's like this bright blue, really long like claws and stuff. It's a good skin.
very good, very good. And we, of course, I think the best map to play it is Farmhouse. Is it a little cheesy to, I guess, do the hard mode with it? Maybe, but I don't know. It's Devour is what I've noticed just from doing this and from when we did the carnival map and from doing everything. I think it's just a really really well made game, and the more you play it, the more you learn strategies to deal with everything. And it's very difficult. And when you first start, you're going to die a lot until you figure out sort of different things to do. And I think that they do a very very good job with that. And
Yeah.
I think like when
Devour is unique in that aspect, in my opinion.
yeah, they keep adding maps, and I think it's been fully released. But they keep adding stories for all the people, and it's one of those games that I think I had mentioned when we talked about games that go on sale. It's like for the Halloween, so you get the game for $5, and it's like for $5, this game is well worth it. It's a lot of fun, very difficult. I wouldn't really recommend solo play for it, because it's
Yeah, you need
very
a team.
very difficult. Well, unless of course you're like Natty, who rubs it in our
Right.
face that she
The
can
professional.
beat it. Look, just look at me. I just soloed Nightmare Mode. Like, thank you for telling us. I, for one, could not do that. But well, I probably could eventually. You have the right tactics, just a matter of patience and everything too. Which I do have a lot of patience, but the event is pretty much just, you also can get the Christmas robe if you haven't got it already. You got to find presents on different maps. We did it last year, so we already got the Christmas robe. So even though they added the extra map, which was the carnival, you would still have that. But so the monsters have Santa hats though, which cool to see. But the outfit itself from Sam makes it well worth doing. You have anything else to say about Devour? Not a whole lot with the winter
Well,
event.
it's basically the same as last year, but you get a different skin. The actual gameplay part of it. We're gonna have those gifts, right?
Yeah, and then it's same thing like for every event. You just beat it on hard mode. You get the thing. It runs through January 2nd, so you still have a little bit of time if you do need to get it. Now we'll talk about the Christmas event that, of course, has never happened before. And that's Phasmo's winter event. Winter's Jest. So as fun as it is to poke fun that it's basically the same thing, they did add a new aspect to it. So, well, first you're going to have a different ID card. You got to work towards, community will work towards one, and you got to have your personal one to get to it. You can also upgrade your trophy. I don't know. What I'm curious about is, does the trophy start over at like 1 and then go up to 3, or does it go from like 3 to 6? Because they don't really make that somewhat clear. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure. Like, do you have to upgrade it all the time to get it or not? I don't know. But the thing was they're adding a naughty and nice list that is outside the sack. There's apparently going to be a sack outside of the house. It's going to have a list of names and items, and
Okay.
you got to find the items in the house and put it in the sack, and you get some sort of reward for it. They haven't really said what it is. They said it's going to be a surprise, and I think it's cool that they're adding something new to it. Because I just know from doing like the Blood Point Halloween thing again, it was nothing special to it, and it felt more like a chore versus actually like having fun. And I know
Yeah.
there's been a lot of pushback lately. It seems like from the community that I've read online when it comes to community events. What are your thoughts on community events overall? Do you think it's good or bad for Faz? Do you think they're doing it wrong, or what are your thoughts?
I thought it was cool at first. It was a fun way to do it, but I don't think it's something that they should do every single time. It gets like it gets tedious, and there really is no good reward for these events anymore. It was, there was a lot of room for trophies, and now there's none. So, what else are they going to give us other than saying, here's something hard to do it, and you win? There's no prize. So that's my thoughts on Phasmo's events. Period. All of
Yeah,
them.
I think, and I failed to mention this. I think this is a pretty good thing. I think it's also going to have either double XP or 1.5 times XP. So you're going to have more stuff during the event, which I think is going to be good to help people out with that. Let me see exactly.
With prestige. Yeah, but I mean, what about people who have 20 already? Like I'm 19 something. It's not really that important to anybody who plays. They only going to cater to new players? That's a concern because there's a lot of us out here who've been faithful to Faz, and now we're just not getting anything for it.
Yeah, so there'll be double XP for the first week of the event. And so if anybody's confused, here's sort of the give and take that you're going with all this. So I was the same at first. I thought community stuff for the events was a good thing. I think it
Yeah.
was fun to work towards the reward. And what you had was the community got it so fast the first time that people didn't even need to participate to get the reward. And so they were like, okay, let's add personal goals that you need to accomplish to get the reward while also having a community thing for it, which I think makes sense. It makes sense when you just take it that way. I think the problem was I don't distinctly hate the community aspect for it. I just think they're making these needlessly longer than what they have to be. There's no
Yeah.
real benefit to upgrading the trophy other than just to look at it, but how many people are actually looking at their trophies? I think the I don't think it needs to be as long as it is. I think that if you want, like, okay, you can have the community reward be like a moving card and a personal reward be a non-moving card. Like, okay, that's cool. You still get it either way if you didn't reach the goal, but I think they're worried about people reaching the goal too fast, which was also the worry when they had the individual events was, okay, the people can fly through these events in one night and get the reward and then done, which they didn't want, it seems like.
I don't know
But
why.
I don't know why either.
It's not like
Like,
they're hurting for players and player hours.
no, and
They're doing great. So why do they need to keep punishing everybody?
yeah, just for pretty much just for an extra trophy part to look at. But now they're just like rehashing the same events. And it's like this time I feel like there's going to be no real incentive to upgrade the trophy. Now, again, we don't know what anything has to do with the naughty and nice list. I think that's a cool little addition that's different, and I'm very
Yeah.
curious to see what it's going to entail. Will it be something good? Will it be something not? I don't know. I think that the trophy grind itself is too long. If people complete the event, then just let them do it. Like, I think
Right.
I'd be fine if the trophy upgrade didn't necessarily cost that much and you just had the community award for the ID badge and a personal one for an ID badge, and that's fine. So you have
Yeah.
people working up towards it. Great. But then you have people like, well, if I didn't play the first day, I'd already have the community reward. But then you'd still have the personal one to work towards. And if you get it in a day, you get it in a day. But I think it was like a little less than 1,000 points, which was, yeah, you could get that in a few hours, but at least it was something for people to work towards. And then you still have the maps that
Right.
have the festive theme. I just think they're making it a chore for
Right.
no real reward other than, okay, we're just going to upgrade the trophy up towards it. But
Right.
it's going to be the
And
exact same trophy.
I think a lot of that will be alleviated when they introduce avatar customization, because you can use outfits as prizes. There's actually new stuff to work for people, especially veteran players that have all the cards and whatnot. But they have to make it worth it somehow, because it is a lot of work, a lot more work. I mean, that Devour for us, it took us one round to win. That's it.
Yeah.
So it was it. And you know what? My heart feels much better about Devour than it does Faz right now. So
yeah, but
they
we
don't
also
have to force us to work so hard for it.
yeah, which I think the same thing with it was we spent hours learning strategies and perfecting it to learn how to beat the game on hard mode to get it. So yeah, it's easier for us.
Yes.
Just like when it comes to the personal rewards, we're going to be able to get it faster because we know how to go through games fast and do all that.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fine. I think another great thing that you absolutely said that is 100% right. I think it's going to be completely different once they add character customization. Because to get a limited time outfit or a jacket, pants, hat, whatever it is, like that seems what it's more fitting for. And it looks like the ID badge is somewhat like filling in that hole right now, which I don't have an issue with how the ID badges look. I think, for the most part, a lot of them look really cool. But again, you can only have like the one showing. I mean, it's the same like, well, if you have an outfit, you can only wear that one thing. But true, but I feel like maybe it's just a psychological thing. I feel like when it comes to, I would rather have a personal outfit for reward versus an ID badge.
Right. Well, they've done the ID badges to death, so that's probably why.
Yeah, it's just, I'm curious as to how it's going to turn out, and I'm happy that they added something new because it's definitely annoying to just have the same thing. And literally for Halloween, it was exactly the same thing as last year, and it didn't feel as fun to play.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I still miss the giant bunny.
Giant bunny out the window. Yeah, and it comes out Tuesday the 16th, which is this upcoming Tuesday. So we'll see what all it entails. Hopefully the naughty nice list is cool. Maybe you'll get an extra reward for doing it. I think that'd be good. It's just disappointing that they were like, all right, we're gonna have all these specialized trophies for all these events. They're gonna have cool things. Like I liked the stuff in the past that they did. Like I've been using the snowman ID badge lately because I don't know how many people still have it at place. So I just wanted something different. But it was cool the year you got to take like the snowball gun and go around and find snowmen and shoot at them. And it was different. It was fun. You could shoot your teammates with it too. It didn't do anything, but it was just when you'd be like, pop, pop, like doing that. It was something different. The year that Maple Lodge came out for the Halloween event and you had to find like parts of a spell that would tell you what equipment to use to put into a giant pot in Maple Lodge to have like the little event happen. Like, yeah, you could complete it in a day, but it was cool. It was interactive. It was different. You got the reward and you're good. Like, I never had an issue with it. And I think some people were like, well, I already finished it for a day, so now there's not to it. This is not like a month-long thing. Like, it's a 2-week event. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to play through the whole thing. Like, I'm fine with having.
Have to force you to play Phasmo every night for 2 hours just to make sure you get it.
Yeah.
Just for what, an ID badge, or just the same trophy you got last winter?
Yeah.
Come on.
And you know, the community awards I think are fine overall. I don't have an issue with them wanting people in the community to work towards a goal, and I think I don't have an issue with the way that it is, because it's not very hard to reach the goal, which is fine. I don't think it has to be. The annoying grinding part is for the trophy, and it's the same trophy you already had. And I don't know if they're going to make the trophy progress you got go away and then you have to regain it back. Like, that's kind of like, why the fuck did I play it last year then? If you're just going to take away the trophy progress, so I got upgraded again now. I don't know. I understand some of the ideas that they were going for, but I'm glad they added something new with it. So hopefully it all turns out. But I know someone had said equipment skins would be cool, which that would be cool. I know Devour has that you can add that changes like your UV light, or and it changed the way it looked. That would be cool. Hopefully they add that with customization. That would be great.
Especially for people like you who have Prestige 20 and like millions of dollars and nothing to spend it on. Keep throwing it in stuff for us to buy. It's not, I mean, that's not that much of a request. I understand from the programming side, it is a big project, but they should be working on that because they've beat it to death. The badges, which is still a good prize, but it's just not enough. I have so many badges now. It just doesn't mean anything anymore. It's not a prize worth grinding for, in my opinion.
Yeah, and how many people are actually going to use the badge? I mean, I think it's like a cool thing to pick up, to have. Like, it's whatever. The maps themselves look really good that they do. I mean, I don't know how many other games really have like great Christmas events or whatever. I think they're just trying to spend like too much attention on it, you know? Like, I think they're trying to make it a big deal, and then it's falling flat and people are getting fed up. And look at Devour, for instance. I knew 2 days after it came out that the Devour event was, whatchamacallit, like how I saw it in the update. Like, oh damn, the Devour Winter event was out. Okay, cool. You look at it, you're like, be a skin in hard mode, you'll get this skin. And like, that's it. They're not making a huge build up for it. They're not doing that. It was just like, it's out. Here's a skin you can get. You have a month to do it. Cool. That's all I need. You make sure you open up your presents on all these maps to get the robe. The robe is the same, but so they have the same robe. So we already unlocked it. I'm not mad. They didn't make a new robe for it. We get the skin. They have the one thing. They're like, well, if people missed it, we don't want people to miss out on it. Like, they're not trying to hide the fact for it. Like, that's what it is, but they're not making a big deal. Phas makes this like a huge deal. Like, they're building up to this big Christmas event. So we've already seen this. They did the same thing with the Blood Moon. Like, the Blood Moon is coming. Like, cool.
Exactly.
We saw it. They even gave content creators early access to the Blood Moon for things we already played last year. There was no change. It was like, so they got early access for something we had already played before. What was the point in building up for that? And
another difference is the thing with Devour, the Wraith skin, it feels like a gift.
Yeah.
With Phasmo, it feels like slave labor because you're just playing Phas. You're not doing anything really new. I mean, gathering bunnies or blood moons or whatever, but it's not like not super interactive kind of event. It's just really decorations and stuff. But even though the Devour thing was more quiet and not a big hype, and we still got something, it was enjoyable. We're glad to have it. But Phasmo's like, oh gosh, I gotta work so hard to get through this event, and you don't really get anything unique out of it.
Yeah, it was because again, too, one if you didn't get the Ice Wraith skin in Devour, you can get it in the future, but it costs money. It might cost like $1.99 or something. And therefore, if you work towards it, we're like, this is a paid skin in the future, and it's completely understandable that you got it for free, you worked towards it, but if you wanted it and you missed out, here's a few bucks. Like I know we've all spent a few bucks on a skin in Devour that we wanted, and it's a good game, and I don't mind
because we play it enough to warrant it.
And is it kind of crappy that you got to pay for an extra skin and things? Sure, but you have a bunch of extra robes you want for the characters too. But
yeah,
there's got to be something in between where I like if Faz wanted the community stuff, great. But you got community and personal goals. But the trophy, why does it have to be such a grind? Because they're like, well, people will complete the community thing in a day. But like, okay, well then those people didn't contribute to the community. Okay, they still contribute for personal. They don't have to. But
why wouldn't you want to let people do it in a day?
Yeah.
Just why? It doesn't. Why do you have to make it drag out for days and days for them to win something?
Yeah.
If they can do it in a day, let them do it.
Yeah, doesn't make much sense. But I'm happy they did add something new this time. So there will be something new with it. We'll see how it goes. I know there's a lot of pushback for the community stuff, which to me, I don't see that as an issue. I see more the personal goal being such a grind that for no real reward other than your trophy will look a little bit different, but it's the exact same trophy. So
yeah.
Steely Odyssey, thank you so much for the raid. I greatly appreciate that. For those who don't know who I am, who we are, I'm Lil P. We do a lot of indie horror games on the channel. That's what we're discussing here. I'm with Zoth over here. You can check her out as well. We have a podcast together, Lil Zoth of Horror. This is the first time we're doing a live recording of the podcast. So there is that. So that's why I didn't, say anything on stream right away, because this will be recorded and posted. It's available on podcasts everywhere. So if you want to check out previous episodes, if you love horror games, you love talking about horror games, you love watching it, want learning new things, that is where we are. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the follow. Thanks to whoever recommended me. Grace, hello, welcome in. I greatly appreciate that. And so let's see. I know Natty asked a question about Devour. Which outfit do you like more, Halloween or Christmas? Which one did you like more between? I don't remember who the other. I think it was Nate with the plague mask or the Sam with the Ice Wraith outfit.
I don't know. They're both really cool. Probably, what was it? A plague doctor mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love blue.
It's really cool.
So I love like the frosty ice look of the Wraith of Sam. So I think I like that one a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because the other one, like I love the cool plague mask. It does look cool. But I think just look at itself. It's just a character with a mask versus like the dude looking frosty, frozen with the
completely
ice
different
blue.
Body type.
Yeah, like I think that's like cooler in general. But
yeah, that's why it was hard to choose.
yeah, they're both good. Which Devour has a lot of cool little outfits too.
Yeah, but that makes it interesting. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's what I think. Just Faz doesn't understand. And I know that they want to kind of, from a developer standpoint, I can understand they want to kind of quiet the noise, people yelling, do this, do that, do this, do that, and just focus on what they want to accomplish. But I don't think that they're listening enough to what people are really feeling about them. And they're such a popular game. They don't need to be like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know Nelson basically says the same thing, that you're basically asking people to dedicate their whole time to try to get the trophy, and people have lives and other stuff and other Christmas events going on too that they want to do. Like the other
Right.
side is probably going to have one as well. Well, I know they're going to have one. I think it's releasing this week, and it's like,
Are we going to cover that on the podcast today?
I don't
Because
know that.
I've changed my stance on the other side's event after the event was over.
Well, yeah,
Completely changed my mind.
we can 100% talk about it. I know Natty had mentioned to me she was in the meeting, or I guess Discord conference, or she knew somebody that was in it that was giving her the information about what their plans were, and it seemed to me, because I don't think they put out anything about it specifically, like, hey y'all, this is what we're going to be doing. I don't think they've done that, and I could not find where they did. So the other side, they haven't like officially released their Christmas event, but it's going to happen, I think, this week. I can't remember if they put that in here or whatnot. But the Halloween event, the way it was, you had a bucket of candy in your lobby or your hideout, whatever you call it. And your goal was to get candy, either find candy on maps or get candy from visiting other people's lobbies.
Yes.
And you would do that. You can only do that once every 5 hours, but you would get 5 pieces of candy. The person hosting the lobby would get one candy, one or two candies. I can't remember what it was, but
2.
So 2 candies each. And you use the candies as currency basically to buy items. And if you bought a certain amount of items, you would get the trophy for completing the other side's Halloween event. And well, you had apparently a lot of thoughts about this. We both thought it was very cool at first, but I think we ended up both having issues, which apparently it comes out on the 18th. So a few days after Phasmo. So this upcoming week. But what were your final thoughts after going through it all?
Well, I remember when we first started the Halloween event for the other side, and I thought this is very novel. It has the community actually interacting with each other. Sometimes, I found a few new Twitch streamers that I didn't know before that are representing the other side as streamers. And I thought this is really good because it's very different than other events that don't have you interacting with other players at all. So my first thoughts, and the last time we spoke about it on the podcast, I said this. I thought this is really brilliant. I really like this idea. But by the end of it, it was also a very big chore. I like how they handled the customization of the decorating your place and letting other people pick who's the best. That was a lot of fun. But I must have spent I don't know how many hours just going from one lobby to the next trying to get enough to get the stuff that I needed. And it became much more of a chore than I wanted it to. So I have very mixed feelings. On one hand, it was fantastic for the one aspect, but the other hand, it was really bad for the constantly having, and it wasn't even fun. It was just going from lobby to lobby. And after a while, you've seen everybody's lobbies and it's the same people. So it went too much. They wanted too much.
Yeah, I think you kind of ended up seeing the same way that I kind of ended up thinking about it. Which the major issues that I had with it was it felt way too grindy. It promoted, which basically AFK lobbies.
Yes.
Which we'll get to when we talk about the Christmas event, because they do have a change for that, and I don't know if it's going to fix everything. But so I think and I thought by the end of it, I thought it was a cool little idea at first, not realizing just how many goddamn candies you needed to get everything.
A
Okay.
lot.
And it was, if people didn't have these AFK lobbies that you could just go once every 5 hours, run through a list of like 30 people, get your candies, you would not be able to complete the Halloween trophy just by playing the game itself. And
Right.
I feel like if it was, if we're comparing it to Phasmo, which they're both ghost hunting games, imagine if like instead of the Halloween event for Phasmo, you got your trophy upgrade by just playing the game. You could only get like so much by just playing the game because it took too long. You instead had to go into random people's lobbies to just get extra points to be able to earn stuff. And that's the way that I kind of feel sort of like the best comparison. And that was like one of my biggest issues, was that I really felt like you should be able to get these events from in-game stuff only. And we've talked about Devour so much, but I feel like their events are just perfect. You get it from beating the game on a certain difficulty, on hard or nightmare, which of course it's really hard in Devour at first until you sort of learn strategies and tricks to getting it. But it is a special skin too that you're like, oh, cool, you can do it. It encourages people to come to the game, play it for a little bit, get your thing. And if you don't play it again, they're not sitting here trying to get you to play it forever. They're like, okay, that's fine.
Right.
You got it. Like, that's where I feel like with Phasmo and sort of the other side, they encourage you to want to play the game. But then on the second hand, like imagine somebody new picked up the other side and wanted to try a public lobby, and then everybody's lobbies never did anything because they were just there to, they wanted to farm candies. It doesn't really help out and give a very good first impression that of your game, where you're like, well, I wanted to play with other people and couldn't do it. And it was like, and I know you had the issue, which apparently I did too. I didn't even realize it was a thing. And we played the other side quite a bit, like, you know, probably more than what the average person would. And the devs lobbies were open. You could get specific items there. You just didn't know when they were open. And if you didn't get it, then you missed out on the items, which I think me and you missed out on a new item that they released.
I was really mad about that.
And
because I watched for them to announce, you know, when they'd be back online or anything like that. And I kept going to the multiplayer and looking to see if the devs were on to try and get that item. And they just made it impossible unless you're sitting there waiting all day long and monitoring their Discord, you're going to miss out on that. And I felt kind of bad about that.
Yeah, because we basically got we bought every item in the shop that you could, and we got the trophy. It was because we were farming different lobbies and doing all that. I don't know if there is what a cult hoodie was, if it was with the Halloween event. No idea. And that was sort of like what I wanted to see with the other side stuff was be able to earn enough candies by playing the game, because in the end, like, isn't that the goal for these events, is to, which Phasmo has, you play the game, but it just requires a lot of time. The other side, you could get it from playing the game, but there's no way you could get all the stuff unlocked if you did not go to different lobbies. So those were our overall like biggest critiques. Like, it sounds like we're being kind of negative on all this stuff, which, you know, overall I thought the Halloween, it was a unique idea. It was fun.
Yes.
But the other side had a bunch of decorations because you could customize your own lobby. People made some pretty cool lobbies with the Halloween events. They made like little mazes to find the candy, which was fun at first. And you're just trying to farm candy. You're like, I don't want to go through your maze 15 times. Try to figure this out.
It's fun at first. Exactly.
But like, that's what it was encouraging people to do. But I think it just went a bit overboard with how much. But they were like, well, and I think this is the number one thing that I think game developers struggle with. And you have to have an answer for this. Devs lean way too hard into the 1% of players who play their game. Phasmo did this all the time, and I think they still do it to this day. They're worried about the top of the line players like me who have mastered the game, and how can we make it more difficult for them versus what's a new person's experience going to be into this game. They're like, well, if we set this trophy upgrade for like really low points, the players who played all the time are going to instantly get it really fast. So what? But the problem is those players are going to be more vocal about everything. Why? Because they're more passionate about the game and doing all that. And
more about
that was the issue that the other side had, because they kept releasing more items with candies because they're like, well, so many people already bought everything. Those people have been playing nonstop, farming lobbies to get all that stuff. The players like Lady P, my wife, who's, can't play it all the time, I don't know if she got everything. I think she ended up doing it, but she had to like put it together. And even players who don't even play it as much, like Skulls that we play with, I don't even know if she got the trophy at all or not, but we were playing like almost every night for a few hours. Like it wasn't like we were not like, we were playing like 1 hour and hoping that it'd be done. I mean, we were grinding like 2 or 3 hours a night.
We were grinding. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if she got everything that she wanted, but she should. Like if you're putting in 6 hours a week into a game for an event, I feel like you should have the stuff that you can get. But instead they were like, well, these players who are super passionate about the game and play it all the time got everything, and now they're mad that there's nothing else they can get. And I don't envy being in that position, because it is tough, because you're like, well, these are the most passionate players, so we do want to cater to them and we want to make sure they still stick around. But I feel like you're just pushing everybody else away when you do that. And that's the trap I think that the other side is falling into. And the same with that Phasmo has done for years with their upgrades too. And it was R.E.P.O, to their credit, was falling into this same trap, because we talked about it when it happened. When they took away the items being able to kill the monsters, they took away being able to grab the monsters, like just all this stuff. And what did they do? They were like, we messed up. It's going to be harder the more levels you get into the game. We're going to release it in increments. But early on, new players should play like it was before. And it's not like exactly the same, but still we can get to level 5 pretty easily because we play it a lot. New players might not be able to get to that, but they can easily attain that.
The one appeal for R.E.P.O for me in the beginning was that, for example, in Lethal Company, you could never solo Lethal Company because it is just way too difficult. But with R.E.P.O, you could. It was just as difficult solo as it was with people. Obviously, if you die, that's a different issue. But then when they added that part where you can't use items to attack them anymore, it just felt like punishing the solo players.
Yep.
And that's what you don't want to do.
Yeah. And R.E.P.O fixed it. But that's been the problem with a lot of these Phasmo updates is, well, players use brightness filter to increase the brightness of the game, so we're going to make these new maps super fucking dark you can barely see. What's the point of that? Why? And I felt like that was the biggest issue with the other side's event, was they were more catering to the people who were online all the time, who gave their input. Like I don't know if Natty was in that Discord call or event. Like I couldn't join it that night, but I feel like you have different perspectives on different things, and stuff that we find easy in Phasmo because we played it so much, beginners are going to have a hard time struggling with. And if you're only listening to the players who are like the play no evidence, no sanity, no fun, you're going to vastly like put away the beginners who don't even know how to find the ghost room. And this is just where it gets worrisome. Okay. Here's where the other side said about their event. They're going to have candy canes instead of candy, similar type thing. in your headquarters, I guess that's what they call it. We call it lobby, hideout, whatever.
Yeah.
There's going to be an elf that you can basically place somewhere that you hide and players should try to find. And this is just a concept. I don't know if this is actually what's going to happen. So just keep that in mind. This is what was discussed like a month ago. So it could have changed completely. What it says is that other players visiting with the headquarters can interact with the elf furniture to receive candy canes. The headquarters owner will not directly receive candy canes in return. Instead, they will receive a Christmas present under their tree, which can be opened to receive their candy canes. The number of unopened presents left by players is capped in order to help alleviate AFK-ness. The amount of candy canes received for interacting with the elf is not yet determined, but it will likely be randomized between 1 and 3. So they have a fix for the AFK stuff.
Okay.
There better not be as many items you have to buy with candy if you're doing that. Okay.
I couldn't have done this without being AFK.
No, absolutely not. Like, I would leave up the game while I was at work or sleeping so people could come and get candy.
Yeah.
Like, you had to do this stuff to get it. And I don't think that that's good for an event. I think the actual items and stuff that you could get, the decorations, the outfits, great. Like, it perfect. But I hope there's not as many items because they're taking away the one way that you really needed to complete the event.
Yeah.
Now it says during the life of the event, developers may announce that their HQ is open or opening soon using global messaging system and or Discord. Visiting a developer's HQ grants a substantial increased candy cane return on elf interactions. The developers' HQs would be somewhat rare, occurring at most once per day, possibly every 2 days, which we talked about that issue before. Like, I'm fine with doing this, and I think you are too. But if you want to say you have to join our Discord, because again, I'm a content creator. I know that there's all these perks for getting people in to do certain things. We do it. We've done it the same way. Like, to join our Phasmo tournaments we held, you had to join the Discord. You had to be following here. So you see people do it all the time. Even for contests, you have to like certain things. You have to do this. That's fine. If you want to say a perk to get extra items is to join our Discord. But then actually, I never saw an announcement for when devs were in their thing, other than maybe like once or twice. It was just seemed random. So it's like, it's fine if you want to do that. Just have set times that people can put aside to do it.
Right.
And hopefully that's fixed. Like, I have no issue saying you can get special items from going to devs HQs, and we'll announce the times in the Discord. And that's fine. That's fine. I don't have an issue. Hopefully that's the way it's going to. But if you're like, hey, we're going to randomly be in the thing and whatever, like, I think that's kind of messed up, because there's probably going to be a lot of players that are hurt that they can't get the stuff. And
right. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, me and you have a bit thicker skin maybe when it comes to missing out on the items. But if you do that too much, like, you're just going to push away people who are passionate about your game.
Right. Exactly. That's right.
And it says, while hidden around contract. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't mind grinding a little bit. I don't mind a little grind. Just make it worth my while.
Yeah.
And don't punish people who aren't going to be able to grind every night for a week.
Yeah, so there's going to be, I guess, in the map, you collect these little, they're called effigies. You're going to get different things that's going to affect the difficulty of the game, and you'll get candies for picking them up. So kind of like the way you picked up a candy, you got either a trick or a treat. It's going to be kind of something. I think it's more like, it says like interaction frequency, hunt frequency, speed of the ghost. So, you know, that's fine. I don't have no issue with this. Players will receive bonus candies upon successfully completing contracts. So exactly like they did with the candies there. Players can visit the Christmas event shop and exchange a certain amount of candy canes for a Christmas present. The present will contain a random, not yet unlocked item in the event's pool. This present will be added to the Christmas tree's inventory and can be opened. So it sounds like you're using candy canes to get a present that you will then will unlock a random item from, I guess, a pool of event items. Hopefully there's not a gigantic pool. I'm fine if
Yeah.
that's what it is. But if it's like 20 different items and you got to spend like 50 candy canes each to get it, that seems to be a bit much. For Christmas tree, a trophy could show off. Single piece of furniture that increases its visual appearance as Christmas presents are acquired during the event. The tree can be interacted with. To display a UI to open any stored Christmas presents. Players will retain their tree upon completion in its current visual form, acting as the trophy of the event. After the event is concluded, 3 variants of the tree will be available, small, medium, and large. However, only one variant can be placed at any given time. So it sounds like the Christmas tree and the thing will be the trophy, and you can have different size of it. Different tiers of Christmas presents from the event shop. The basic present would contain a single, not yet unlocked event cosmetic. So it looks like it's there's different tiers. So basic, which we just said, there's going to be a common tier, which guaranteed common event cosmetic, and there's an epic event cosmetic and a legendary event cosmetic.
All right.
So it sounds like going to be, somewhat of a, not a gambling system, but like a randomness chance to get things. A present contains 3 items in it, maybe a super rare chance to receive 4 items, depending on the tier of the present. So this was just a rough idea for what they were going to do. We don't know what the final thing is yet. I don't think. I could be wrong.
Right.
But I think that's it.
Yeah.
This is going to all boil down to how much do the presents cost? Can you get the candy canes in the actual event or
just
not?
playing the game?
Yeah, like that. I hope you can, because they're taking away the way you could get the event. I don't think you should make the event really hard to fully complete. I don't.
Right.
I don't think either. I mean, again, if you wanted to make it super fast to get, just again, we've compared a lot to Devour and their winter event.
Right.
Did you feel let down by the Devour Christmas event, even though we got it after one game?
No, not at all.
No, and that's the point.
I still want to play Devour.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm the exact same way. I don't hate that we did it in one. In fact, I'm happy that we got skilled enough that we could do it. Like, then.
Yeah, if you told me, hey, let's play Devour, I'd be like, all right, let's do it. But if you tell me let's play the other side, I'm gonna be like, there's something better we can do, because I spent so much time grinding to get those 900 things from the store, and I'm done. And I still didn't even get the one thing I wanted.
Yeah.
So I don't want to play it right now.
Yeah.
And I think Faz did the same thing to me.
Yeah. Hopefully they can figure it out. Because again, I'm not holding anything against anybody. It's trial and error with a lot of stuff. Because I'm the same way with me and us doing this podcast. Like, we're trying something new today with this. We've never done it before. And could it be terrible? Sure. Could it be great? Yes. Could it be what we do all the time? Possibility. Like, you try new things, what works, what doesn't. And this is nothing like to beat up on other side devs or Phasmo devs or anything. It's just looking at it like the positives should overall outweigh the negatives. I think with the other side, it looked like it was a good idea on paper.
Yeah.
It was just a bit too much. And I think hopefully they realized that. But, Natty basically said the same thing, where she didn't like that they added stuff after 2 weeks, like the 400 candy skeleton, which is what we said. Like, yeah, you're adding stuff because players had already got stuff. These aren't your average players. They're the ones who are super overly passionate that are playing it a bunch.
Right.
Like that's and they did it. I think Natty said somebody asked them why they didn't release patch notes for saying they were adding more stuff, and which is just a legitimate complaint. Like, what if somebody did get it fast and they're like, okay, well, I got it, but then they missed out on things.
Right.
I hope their Christmas event.
I don't know. It's weird.
Ease it on the candy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I was also a little upset that they just took away our candy bucket. Like they could have made the update so that it was just a decoration instead, but they just took it from us.
Yeah, well, it sounds like that's not gonna happen this time with the Christmas tree. You'll still be able to have it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so that's cool. That's gonna be the.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I don't know,
I hope
but they may get rid of the
do
elf.
better.
Maybe they'll get rid of the elf, but I guess the Christmas tree is the trophy. Well, the
Okay.
thing, I don't know. I think it's cool to be like I'm not gonna lie. I was not overly looking forward to having to visit people's lobbies to have to get
Yeah, I don't
stuff.
think that everybody would be down for that.
No. Because not a lot of people are super outgoing and want to just talk to a random person and join their lobby. Like
Yeah,
that's that's me. It may seem like I can talk a bunch and do all this, but like I'm not like a crazy overly outgoing person where I want to talk to everybody I meet. Like that's not what I am. And especially like on the internet, I'm not going to join a random chat room that I don't know anybody and just start talking. That's going to make me super uncomfortable. And
yeah,
that's what it feels like being forced to do that. But then when you do it, you're like, okay, well, most of these people are AFK anyways. They know they would just want your candy that you're going to get too. So there was with that. But then that's not fun. But like, I don't know. I think they had an idea. Hopefully this is going to fix the stuff. But my biggest complaint was just everything costing so much and then adding more. And you couldn't even get it without playing the game. And it's funny because their answer was, we don't want people to AFK farm candy, but we're going to add more items that cost more candy, and the only way you can get it is by AFK farming candy.
Right. Yeah. I don't think they thought that through.
No.
Is the problem. I think they thought they were just adding more to, make it more fun for more players that are grinding it hard. But in the end, it just made it so that people like me, I want to get everything possible because I'm just like that. And a lot of players are like that. And if I do have to grind a little bit for it, I'll do it. But yeah, you can't get everything with that just by playing the game. So
and even doing
make that better this year.
And even doing as much as we played, we still miss things.
Yeah.
Like
get in there.
That's just somewhat frustrating, but because I'm the same way. Like, yeah, the Phas trophy is overly grindy. Will I still probably get it either way? Probably, even if it's the same overly grindy stuff, because I just want it. Like,
right.
But that's not good for long term for most people, because a lot of people will just stop playing. And
right, it just makes me not want to play if I have to grind a whole hell of a lot for an event.
Yeah. Now we'll review a game we have talked about previously. The game fully released now. Is it out on? I think it's out on console now, isn't it? Or is it coming next year? Currently on sale, 20% off, and they have a winter update. By the way, did you see this? Escape the Backrooms has a winter update.
No, they do.
Yeah, it dropped 2 days ago, actually. So they have, I guess eventually you're going to be able to change your outfit. So it adds a range of winter and festive themed outfits to select for your wanderer, from reindeer to snowflakes to an oil rig based reference.
Okay.
Adding the cosmetic option also means that adding character select screens so you can choose which outfit to don before diving into the back rooms.
So kind of like the cleanup crew one.
Yeah, that's what I imagine. Something.
Yeah. Still like hazmat suits, just fancy ones.
Yep. Pretty much. I think the whatchamacallit, console update's coming. Yes, early 2026 they said. Early
cool.
2026. So yeah. If you are playing or haven't played Escape the Backrooms and you are on console, definitely recommend getting it. Steamer finally made VIP in the stream. GG's Steamer.
Fantastic.
Thank you
Let's
so much,
go.
Steamer, for all the support. So if you do need to play Escape the Backrooms because you are on console, definitely get it immediately. I absolutely loved Escape the Backrooms. You are as well. They released their full 1.0 version, which added, I think, maybe four levels total overall. We didn't play two of the new ones, which I'll get into. But so essentially, we had already played most of this game. They did add 4 levels. 2 levels were secret levels, and 2 of them were just regular ones. I still love Escape the Backrooms. I think it is one of the most like suspenseful, awesome, funny, scary co-op puzzle horror games that you can play out there. I think they do so many things so well. And it's probably the best Backrooms game that I have played. And I'm glad they finally got their full release. He probably could have had it for a while. Again, it was just 2 new levels. And then that we played 2 more overall that were secret, but it's just a fantastic game. I mean, we've replayed it so much that it still doesn't get old.
And every time we see a new Backrooms game, we're like, let's do it, and it's never as good.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Classrooms is one that I still want to play. I'm just waiting for multiplayer for it because the multiplayer is supposed to be coming out for it.
Yeah.
Because that one always seemed pretty good, but I love this game, and I've we've talked about it before. It's got one of the best jump scares that I've ever had in the game. Just the way that it builds suspense up with what's going on. And I mean, just play this game. It is currently set on sale for $7.99. It is well worth that price. It's well worth full price. The winter sales, I don't know if it's coming on through the winter sale or whatever, but it is well worth getting. If you're looking for co-op horror game to play with friends, fantastic. I think it can be good solo too. It's going to be like some parts will be a little bit more difficult than others, but I think it still can be done solo. It's still just really, really well made, really fun game, and pretty long too. I mean, that's why it was like it's a pretty long game. Even when I first played it before they did a bunch of updates, like I still felt worth the money then. I don't think. I don't know if I really have like anything crazy negative to say. I think that the biggest negative that I have is just a me personally thing. And that is I don't like secret levels. I don't like having to find a specific thing to have to go back and play to find to get to this. That's not me. I don't enjoy doing that. There's nothing wrong with it. So that's why it's just a personal preference thing on my part. But other than that, like
yeah, I don't know how hard it would be to find, but I mean, if you're being chased by Mr. Squiggles, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah. I know somebody was telling us like when we were playing, like you need to do like this thing to get it. Like you might have to do a certain thing or go to a specific area or something. And it's like, it is what it is. It's not my favorite thing to have to try to find and figure out. So, well,
yeah,
that's I mean, I could go on and on about the good things. A lot of fun with friends. The puzzles are not overly difficult.
It is right, and it looks so much better than most Backrooms games, except for like the solo ones, like Expedition, which is beautiful. But as far as co-op Backrooms games, it is the most good-looking game that I've played.
Yeah, and they added very to where it looked better too. They added more polish to it. The levels are fun. Yeah, puzzles aren't super hard, but you will die a few times, but you can sort of figure things out. I'm not a big fan of like the dots level where you're basically blind and using that to
I
find
love that
things.
one. I hate how they changed it. Oh, they made it so easy now.
I'd say that
I
had to
love that
have
art.
been easier because that was very like we got
It
off
was
that one
way too
fast.
easy.
Like we got off that one fast. But yeah, very, 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 very good. Like I think just the one like negative I have about the game is just the secret levels, but I mean that's optional. I mean like
Yeah.
you beat the game. I mean, is there ever like a really an ending type thing for it? Like, meh, that is
No
what it is.
idea.
So
Yeah.
like yeah, maybe the ending wasn't like super duper satisfying, I guess, but I don't know. I think that's the thing with the back rooms, but either way, it's definitely a high recommendation to check out. If you were waiting for the full release, I don't think you needed to. I think it was fine. For us that's played it a bunch, like yeah, maybe only the 2 new levels was kind of like we really didn't need to check it out again, but it gave us a reason to play it again. And
Yeah.
I'm not a big like a game like this that once you've experienced it, you're good. Like I don't really tend to replay those a whole bunch, but with Escape the Backrooms, I still go back and play at times, just
A lot of
because
fun.
it's fun and it's great, and it will
Yeah.
still scare the shit out of me,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that's just a sign of a fantastic game.
Yes.
So now we'll get into a game that just released back in November. They had a demo for it. We did not play the demo. The developers of the game reached out to me wanting me to play their game. So we will talk about it. It is called Cult of the Child Eater. Very interesting name. It sounded pretty fun. Co-op puzzle horror game where you try to solve different puzzles to escape from this church that it's a secret cult where they turn into demons at night and try to eat you. So you try to escape. And the game sounded interesting. And so I thought, sure, why not give it a chance? And I don't really want to be overly negative today on things. But I think, when looking at the good parts of this game, I thought the puzzles were pretty fun overall. I thought the idea of trying to escape was good. I think you basically have different trees and puzzles that you can select from. So it's like, okay, your first puzzle is here, and once you beat that one, it'll unlock this one, and once you beat that one, it'll unlock this one. But if you choose, you can go the different puzzle routes. And I thought that was an interesting strategy. And it was a little bit difficult at first, but when you kind of understood what more to do, it was not like completely impossible, and which is
Right.
good. I just want the game to work.
Yes, that's the issue. It's a fun game. It really is a good idea, a good concept. The maps are good. The ambiance is good. But it took me 9 minutes to load in that one time, didn't it?
Yep, 9 minutes to load
And
into
then,
the game
and then Lady
while
P
we could
also had
play.
difficulty with that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were there playing, and you might not have realized this. It fucked up our game, you not being in there, because the
Right.
puzzle tree wouldn't load. It wouldn't tell us where we needed to go. It's supposed to say, hey, you go here, then go here. It never told us because the puzzles are random each time that you choose from. So
Yeah.
you weren't loading it. It wasn't showing us the puzzles on the screen. And so what the hell are we supposed to be doing? The monsters can still come get you, take you out. The countdown, because you have I think 10 minutes to try to solve things up until they turn into demons will then kill you if you get caught, versus just taking you back to your room because it's in this orphanage. And I don't know how you can release a game with that.
Right.
And there were multiple complaints of this happening where people couldn't load in. There were loading issues. There were different things. And that that is like the biggest complaint that I have. I think other people have bigger complaints. And I think it depends a lot on what on did you play the demo or not? So I never played the demo.
I never did either.
You never did. I
Mm-mm.
think Natty had played it some. Well, she played it with us too, and she might be able to talk about it more if she did. Lady P had never played the demo either, obviously, and so a lot of issues people had was like they took the demo and just released the game. Now it's in early access, which again, you there's a lot of opinions on early access. My opinion of early access, which I've talked about before when it comes to this, is I'm willing to give grace for it, but you got to realize in this day and age, nobody's going to look at early access and say, oh, okay, the game is going to be fixed later. They're going to say this is a fully released game and they're going to request a refund and not give your game a second thought. Is it fair? No, but that's the way it is. And that's
Yeah.
what sort of I worry about with this game was, did it release too early? Were they like, oh, we got a hard sell, we got to release it here for whatever reason that they can think of? And so they do, and then people have issues and they're like, this is exactly the same as the demo. There's really nothing. And they're like, well, we added like 20 new items or something. Like they literally had to make a
Yeah.
Steam post of like what was different. I think after we played it, they might have had a fix for it. The game itself was very short anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, we got better at it. So I see where people said that it's the thing I'm looking for, that there was only one phase to it. There was only one phase. And it says
Right.
phase 2 coming soon, which sounds like something that you would say at the end of the demo. And so it didn't
Okay.
there was only one map, one thing. And you know, I wouldn't recommend this to anybody right now in the state that it's in.
Right. No, absolutely not. There's too many janky things about this game for them to think that that's finished. It definitely feels like a work in progress demo rather than an actual game. And one of the other big complaints of mine is the map or inventory system that you bring up is so ugly. It's so chaotic. I get what they were trying to do with it, but like it's just it's not good. I hate it.
Yeah, and here's where, you know, again, I'm willing to give grace, but I'm not in something. So again, this company, dev or publisher team or whichever it was, reached out to me wanting me to play their game, which happens a lot when you stream and make videos for content and all that. They'll want you to, and we try to do what we can to play a lot of games when developers reach out to us, because
Yes.
again, that's the whole thing of this podcast, to give awareness to games you may have never heard of, games you may have never thought twice about.
Yeah.
And we like doing that because if somebody deserves the recognition, then they deserve it.
And I love playing janky ass games. It's
Yeah.
so much fun to find new devs, up and coming devs, see what they can do. Even, some of the bad games are still fun to play. And then you get really crappy games sometimes, but that's the fun of it.
Yes. But if you're overall going to reach out, like, I'm going to be completely honest about the game. I'm not going to be like, well, okay, you wanted me to play the game and I did. So I'm definitely going to recommend it to people. I wouldn't recommend it in the state that it's in because I think it's not worth it for the price. So the price of its own, I think, for this game is the same price as Escape the Backrooms. And even before Escape the Backrooms was early access, like I played this game like 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, I think I got it for $10. Maybe it was on sale, maybe not. But even what they've added since then, perfectly fine with spending the $10 on it.
Yeah.
But for this game, with what they have, that wasn't worth it. Essentially, the gist of it is this, which I know Natty had mentioned that she didn't have issues playing with somebody in the same region. Maybe it's region issues or not, but they don't say that. So I don't think it's our job to necessarily try to trouble fix that. But see, the thing was Zoth is in the same region as me. You loaded in, so
Right,
therefore she should too. Lady P's in the same house as me. Like,
right. How does that work? They're on the same fucking IP address.
Yeah, like I don't get it. And I'm, again, I'm more lenient overall, like when it comes to things. Will I play the game again? Yes. They had a small patch or something. I don't think it's going to fix overall things, but in the future they have a big update. They have something. I don't mind going back to it. If you're asking me if I would, which the gameplay itself is fun. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think they have the idea there. You can argue, well, there's only one map right now. Like, okay, I think they're going to work on a new map, which is fine. I think the people who had major issues was the ones who played the demo and they were like, this is basically the same. Like, there's no difference. Why? Basically, you just did that. So
who knows?
They have the idea there. Just grow on it, build on it, but don't release your game in this state.
Right.
I think, it's a double-edged sword sometimes, and I don't know what led them to want to release the game. I don't know if they were on some internal timeline or whatever it was. Or if they were like, well, we can release it and we can fix whatever issues there are. And sometimes you have to realize first impressions are big. And if a lot of people's first impressions on this game is not good, then you're already off to a bad start.
Right, because there's so many other games to try.
Yes, and so many new ones that are coming out. I don't know, and it doesn't seem the way, like, look, I get it. If somebody that's like Queso level, who has 50,000 viewers a stream, plays your game, and you're like, you're not ready to release it fully, and you're like, shit, okay, we got to get something out there to capitalize on it. I get it. I don't think that happened with this game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's why they released it early. But then you run into these issues, which it's kind of inexcusable for a game to have those kind of issues where you can't load in together. It takes one person so much, but that person not being there affects the game, but the game is still going on, but you can't beat it. Like, that's something that needs to be fixed, whatever the issue is, which they know that there's issues loading in, and they've changed some things, I guess, but it was nothing that was like, I looked at and was like, okay, I think they fixed it. I don't think that, but so I wouldn't recommend the game in the state that it is, but I think it's something you should put on your wish list and look down the line, because will they fix it? Will they not? Who knows?
Right.
But I like the idea there, and I think the gameplay loop that they have can be fun. Absolutely. And it doesn't feel like it should have been released. I think like it felt more like a demo, honestly. It did, just from playing it, because we beat it pretty fast, and then there wasn't much to do. The thing was like, oh, well, we added a crossbow in that you can fight back with, which is what they were telling people. And I was like, okay, well, we haven't gotten there yet, but does it change things? I don't know. Just work on it. Hopefully, is it too late for them to fix it? I don't think so. I think they can work on it and do it. You have to work harder to put a better taste in people's mouth, probably, if they're going to come back to it. And I think, kind of what I was comparing it to is like a lot of time when you're making like YouTube videos and stuff, where you're spending a lot of time editing and doing that, and you're trying to like perfect everything. Sometimes you're like, okay, let me just get something out there that's done. Because if you don't put it out there, then you're just kind of screwed anyway. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. But you also don't want to just throw together something that you're not proud of. That's like, I really need to rush this out for absolutely no reason other than my own pressure. and now everything's like wrong. Like there's a happy medium in there that you can go to, I feel like. But
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree. I do like the game and I want it to get better. So I really hope the devs do keep working on it. I think it'll be worth it and learn from this.
yes, 100%. Do not give up on the game, and I highly recommend people check it out in the future if they fix stuff, because the idea is there, and I think
Yeah.
it was when we all loaded in and were playing the game, it was fun. Like,
It was fun. It was scary. It was challenging. It wasn't impossible to do. They
yeah,
did a good job.
yeah. And we, by the time we beat it a few times, we wanted to move up in difficulty, which is good because we understood the base gameplay loop and what you were trying to do, and I don't think that's a bad thing. The problem was just getting there. I mean, it took I think the last game 3 minutes to load, and we're like, "Yay, only 3 minutes!" We were waiting.
Yeah.
Like that's still
Yeah.
that's still not good. Pizza Deathlivery. I
love this game.
told you about this game. I saw it pop up in my Steam recommended, and I was like, "Is this a game where you're just deliver pizza and try not to die?" And yep,
Yeah,
pretty much. It's like this sounds
so goofy.
It sounds like this could be wacky, but a lot of fun at the same time. And it was pretty much that. It was very, very, very interesting game. So essentially, you work for this pizza shop, and you're going to. You have to deliver a certain amount of pizzas a day. So you have to deliver half of the pizzas that are there. So let's say you load into the shop. The city is overrun by monsters. It's like a ghost town type thing. But you're there to deliver pizzas, and let's say, for instance, there are 10 pizzas. You have to deliver 5 to be able to advance to the next day. And you get money, stuff, obviously, for delivering the pizzas, which you can then in turn do upgrades to carry more pizzas or to go faster, run faster, escape the monsters more, like different upgrades that you can do. And the monsters each have unique traits that you're looking at. So it's very similar to something like R.E.P.O, Lethal Company and type thing, and a roguelite in general, where you're trying to keep advancing for upgrades that'll be better. You don't get to permanently keep the upgrades. So the premise of the game was very, very cool, very fun, very wacky. The monsters can be somewhat difficult. You're trying to figure out. I would say the biggest issue that I had was just it's a pain in the ass to get the upgrades and to earn enough to get the upgrades. I'd say it was like one of the first.
Yeah, the upgrades are a very unique system. I don't think I've ever seen it like this before, where you have to go to was it a smoothie stand or something?
Yeah, it's within the city, and
so you have to go out.
So you have 4 hours to deliver pizza. I don't know what that is in game time, but think like 8 p.m. to midnight is when you have to deliver the pizzas. That's also the same time that you have to buy upgrades. So you're in this town, and you got to look on the map, basically, where are the upgrades, where are the houses, and then prioritize, okay, do I want to waste half this day going for an upgrade, or do I want to spend the day delivering all the pizzas? Do I want to do half pizzas, then try to find an upgrade? Do I have enough? And I feel like it's a very unique idea. I just think the time constraints are too strict. What do you think about that?
Well, my biggest issue with the game was that it was a little flat. There's not a lot to do. You do the tasks, you avoid the monsters, you do the things, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. They spent a lot of time on this game making the environment interesting, and I think that level of detail to be unique and interesting was one of the best aspects of this game. The gameplay itself, good idea. I like the idea of having to do these tasks within a certain time frame. You get better at evading the monsters. That's all good. But that's it. Then there's nothing else. There's nothing to work towards. But of course, it is early access, so there's going to be a lot of changes, I'm sure. But as the state it is in now, it's fun at first, but it gets kind of dull pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think it has to do with just the difficulty aspect of it too. Like, and the game itself, you know, is fairly cheap. It was $5.99, and I know that's what it is. I don't know if we got it on sale or cheaper, but I think we got it about that price. So it's not like, you know, a super crazy expensive game. And I think for the time that you could spend, I think it's worth playing overall. I think you have a lot of fun with it. I do think
Absolutely.
it does get old a little bit fast, but I think it's because too, like, you know, we talked about it when it comes to R.E.P.O and Other Side and Phas and everything, and it's like, what is that sort of limit of where it gets too hard? And I feel like this game gets really hard really fast, and the upgrades are a pain in the ass, because I feel like the upgrades can help you deal with the stuff and deal with the monsters. I just feel like it's a big pain in the ass to get to, and they're very expensive. And
yeah,
it's like the trade-off is kind of not there.
You lose time for the deliveries. It should be honestly, it should be in the main lobby before you start your day. You should be able to get the upgrades you can afford. The system, that system needs to be overhauled, I think.
Yeah, and I think the issue that we have is the issue that they want us to have, right? Like deciding what's more important, delivering more pizzas or going for the upgrades. But
right,
some of the upgrades are so far away that like you're spending the whole day looking for the upgrade. And now you can fail up to like 3 days, and maybe it's a case of we have to just take that hit sometime, but I feel like they're just kind of lame gameplay in a way too, though. Like I don't feel like we should really have to prioritize that. But then if it's like if nobody makes it back to the pizza shop by midnight, then it's automatic fully game over, no matter if anybody was surviving out there or not. So it's like you know, it's a fun game. We really enjoyed playing it. It does get kind of old a little fast, but I think if they would just fix the upgrade system, really, I think that's what they were going for. I'm just not a big fan of how they implemented it, really. I think it's just too fast.
It was unique, and I think they were trying to be unique, but I don't think it was a good idea. If they wanted to keep the smoothie aspect, that's fine, but put it in the main lobby before you start your day.
Yeah, just make it somewhat easier to get something. I think that would be better overall, but again, the overall.
What I would like to see happen is different environments. Like each map, every time you start a new run, it's procedurally generated, but it's the same structures. It's the same. Everything's the same colors. It's the same place. Just the buildings are moved in different places. So that's a fun aspect. But I would like to see, you know, as you progress, different maps, different color schemes, different monsters, even. And I hope they do that with the game as well, because I think that would make it much more interesting.
Yeah, I think so as well. Just a different environment, different area that you could go in the next day or each time. Well, not the next day. I'm fine with, you know, here's your map for this thing, and you go until you die. Like, cool, that's fine. But yeah, different things. Like when you do fail, you can go to a different area or something. I think the idea there is unique. It's pretty cool. The monsters, they can be really difficult though, especially like later on. And I don't know if it's because we just haven't figured it out, if they're designed to be that way. There's really nothing you can
unbalanced.
Yeah, that you can really do to seemingly fight back. And it
Yeah.
seems like if you just get a shitty monster spawn, like you're just kind of screwed and there's nothing you can do. And maybe that's just a skill issue on our part. But I
Yeah, we didn't
like,
play it too much.
no, I mean, some of them, like, there was some like mascot that kind of works similar to like how the coil head worked in Lethal Company, where if you looked at it, it would stop. But if you weren't, it would just like straight run towards you at like full speed, which, so is there a way to fight back on that? Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't, it seemed like if you got that, you were screwed, or you would randomly, like, the balloon man would come get you and take you away, like, randomly. I don't know if you had to touch it or if it just touched you or
That thing
what.
was scary.
Like, some of the
It's a good
monsters,
game.
yeah, like some of the monsters are very
Yeah.
unique and like stuff you really don't see a lot of. Like, it's a pretty cool, interesting game, and I'd love for them to keep building on it and fix
Absolutely.
some of these things to make it a little bit better. But I think the gameplay loop itself and stuff, they did a good job with it, I think. No, one of our previous videos that mentioned about talking about games that were on sale for Halloween, they're also probably going to be on sale for the Steam Winter Sale, which is coming up. So a good time to get horror games. So if you're looking for recommendations, we do have a podcast episode on that. And happy hunting, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.